What's up, everybody? Welcome to the LTC Bowling Show. My name is J.R. Raymond. I am your host, as always. And today we're going to talk a little bit about spare shooting and how we can improve our spare shooting and why they're so important. And I know that why is pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory, but we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So we are going to dive into spare shooting just a little bit. Now, spare shooting, I know seems pretty trivial. Most people are going to say, oh, I don't need to shoot spares, I'll just strike more. Yeah, that's great. But what happens those times when the scoring pace is super high and you're striking enough, but all of a sudden you just miss the cut by 10 or 20 pins and you missed 7 or 8 spares? You become pretty important then. Now, how many times have you seen in situations where people have missed spares to lose matches or to miss a cut altogether? Like, look at what just happened the other day. You know, Francois Lavoie had a chance in Game 5 to make a 10-pin to tie the game and go to a roll-off, and just lost some focus and ended up missing it to the right in the gutter a little bit. Everybody was shocked. Not a single soul in that building thought he was going to miss that spare, but he did, and it ended up letting Darren Tang move on to the Cheetah Show. So little things like that happen. You know, another example was Mika Koivuniemi against Norm Duke at the U.S. Open quite a few years ago. I mean, it wasn't really that long ago, but you watch Mika miss a 10-pin, same exact way to lose. All he had to do was make a spare. He ends up winning the title. He misses the spare and hands the title over to Duke. I mean, these things they happen. We have brain farts, and that's exactly what I call them, brain farts. They're not a lack of talent. They're not a lack of, most times it's not anything like that, but most times it is just a lack of focus. They're brain farts. You're just not paying attention to what you're doing. A lot of times I find myself doing it. The times when I miss a spare, it's usually because I'm too focused on the move that I'm going to make as to why I left the spare, more so than focusing on that shot, that spare right then. So usually if I wrap 10 or flat 10 or something, I'm thinking about, okay, I need to change balls, or I need to do this, or I need to make this move, and I'm trying to see the shot, the next shot that I'm going to throw, when all I really should be doing is just focusing on that spare, making sure I make that spare first, then going back to the office, which is behind the approach. That's what I call the office. Going back to the office and thinking and getting to work on what you're going to do the next frame. That's the hardest part to do, because we're results orientated, so we want to make sure that we get those results, so we're focused on the very next move, trying to stay ahead. And the best bowlers in the world are able to stay in the moment, stay present, and do the things that need to happen at that time, and not get too far ahead of themselves. So that's kind of what happens to me when I miss spares. So I just posted a video about spare shooting, or at least I'm going to post a video. I don't know when this podcast is going to go up, but I got a video coming out about spare shooting again, and again, it's about that little trick to get your bowling ball to go straighter, whether it's plastic or resin. There's a little trick of knuckling it, getting that, your palm to go towards the pins a little bit, kind of like a suitcase, knuckling it. Sean Rash is one to watch. I know he misses spares in big moments sometimes, but as far as an overall spare shooter, he is one of the best in the game. He just, again, he'll tell you the same thing. He's lost focus at times and just, flat out missed spares because he wasn't focused enough. That's why you see Sean at a lot of times, even with this tournament he just won. Congratulations to Sean, by the way. That was a pretty big win. His first win at a World Series of Bowling event after 15 TV shows he's made. The 16th one, I think it was the 16th, or maybe it was the 15th show he won. But either way, it was his 16th title with 2 majors. Pretty awesome to see him finally come through at the World Series. And he seems to be having an awful lot of success with, this 900 global stuff. And I got to be honest, I like it too. I really like these bowling balls, especially those afterburners. Those afterburners are really, really good. The Honey Badger Revival is really, really good. So those balls will stay in my bag. But he's one of those guys that you watch, he backs off a lot. He loses focus. His routine gets a little messed up, so he'll back off. And he'll tell you, positive thoughts. He's always self-talking, positive thoughts, because he's had, demons where he gets the negative thoughts in his head and he lets those negative thoughts take over. And, sometimes when you're seeing negative thoughts, you end up making those happen rather than what you want to happen. How many people have gone up and left a 10-pin and missed it? and then the next frame or a couple frames later leave another 10 pin, and what you're doing is you're standing up on that approach and you're thinking about that 10 pin you just missed. You know, and it's like, well, now you're seeing that miss over and over again. You're basically trying to talk yourself into missing it the same way again. And a lot of times people go up and they miss it again. And now they're in a mental block. Now they think every time they miss a 10 pin or they leave a 10 pin, they're going to miss it. You know, so you got to avoid those mental blocks. You know, I was the same way with a 3-6-10. And that's why I did the video with the 3-6-10 standing to show, you know, and I even say, and it's kind of funny, I'm like, I might miss this. So I do it myself. I did it right there. Like, don't hate me if I miss this. I did that exact same thing because I've missed that spare so many times. It's ridiculous. And it's gotten a lot better. I've practiced it. I've gotten better mentally. I've gotten more focused at it. And you need to do the same thing. Anybody that remembers, ask somebody like Jason Howard. Jason Howard lives in the Baltimore, Maryland area. He's a left-hander, bowled with me in college. He knows all about in George Jessic too. He lives in the Detroit area. He knows all about my 6'10 nemesis. I've chopped the 6'10 more than anybody in the building. And I'm talking about the 6 straight back, the 10 still standing. I do it so often, it's unbelievable. And I still to this day, you know, do it more than I would like. I've gotten better at it, but I still do it more than I would like. You know, so those types of things happen and you get mental blocks from it. You know, even every time I see a 3-6-10 up there or 6-10, I still have those negative thoughts, but I have to tell myself, I have to back off. I have to tell myself to just settle down, just go through the motions, execute it, and you'll make it. It's fine. Just get your execution down. And lately, I've been pretty dang good at shooting all those spares. So, and it shows. I haven't finished outside of the top 5 in the last like 6 events I've bowled. So, finished 4th at the regional. I won an event before. I finished 2nd at an event. I finished 3rd in an event. I mean, they keep rolling. So now I'm getting better at all these things. So, I guess if anything, that's kind of my story for you, is to just make sure, you know, focus on the spares. Focus on making spares as much as you can. Don't miss cuts because you missed a spare. Okay, so that's all I got for you today. I'm going to get out of here. Until next time, guys, I'm out of here. We'll see you later.